My brothers and sisters, remember that the last core value I talked to you about was apprenticeship as discipleship. And let me just grab a little bit of that to kind of hook you, to get you into this wrap-up piece here that I want to talk to you about. You remember that the scriptural foundation for the value of apprenticeship, and though I didn't say it as succinctly maybe as I needed to have said it, that the scriptural foundation for apprenticeship as discipleship is also really the mission of the church, and that is to go and make disciples of Jesus Christ in all the nations, teaching and observe all that I've commanded you. That's our basis. And I want to say this to you, though some people may not always understand it. Now, sometimes we are accused as United Methodists of not being biblically sound. Well, if you go and take Matthew 28, verses 18 through 20, and you compare it to the United Methodist Book of Discipline, paragraph 120, you will hear what the Book of Discipline really says about the mission of the church. It says that the mission of the church is to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. And it says this also. It says the local churches provide the most significant arena through which disciple making occurs. My brothers and sisters, that is congruent with the biblical passage of Matthew 28, 18 through 20. It is just there. So all we've done in the Book of Discipline is to reinterpret, or to interpret rather, the biblical passage. And therefore, apprenticeship is the mission of the church. It is the very heart and fiber of who we are. And the United Methodist Church affirms that in paragraph 120 of the Book of Discipline. I will tell you this, a church that values apprenticeship drives opportunities for its disciples to experience spiritual growth and development through thought, word, and deed. Those disciples will discover a deepening of their love relationship with Jesus Christ and with others. And they will issue forth in acts of generosity. They will be people who will be involved in movements of justice. They will be so caught up in these core values of love, generosity, justice, and apprenticeship that the nearly 1,100 churches who call themselves United Methodists in the state of Mississippi will become the power that moves this state, but most of all, the people of this state, towards transformed lives in the image and likeness of Jesus Christ. We will have a place where the great commandment of love, the great sacrifice of generosity, the great requirement of justice, and the great commission of apprenticeship are lived out as easily as the very air that we breathe. As a friend of mine used to say, he was kind of a street guy, he had street ways of saying stuff. He said, it won't be no distance for a stepper. It'll be so easy for us because when we eat, think, breathe, all of this, we will do it not because the bishop says do it or because it comes out as an edict from somebody else, but because it becomes the very fiber of who we are, and we'll find ourselves doing it. Even as the church did it in Acts chapter 2. Hear it again. I want you to hear the scripture again. Those who accepted Peter's message were baptized. God brought about 3,000 people into the community on that day. The believers devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, to the community, to their shared meals, and to their prayers. A sense of awe came over everyone. God performed many wonders and signs through the apostles. All of the believers were united and shared everything. They would sell pieces of property and possessions and distribute the proceeds to everyone who needed them. Every day they met together in the temple and ate in their homes. They shared food with gladness and simplicity. They praised God and demonstrated God's goodness to everyone. The Lord added daily to the community those who were being saved. Are these the values we want to see in our churches? Well, I got news for you. These are the values I already see alive in the churches here in Mississippi. They're already there. And my brothers and sisters, you might as well prepare yourselves to see those values lived out more and more, because that's where we're going. We're moving more and more into who we are and whose we are. And as we claim more and more that we are children of God, created in the image and likeness of Jesus Christ, these values will drip from us like honey out of a bee comb. And they will be the values that permeate not only our churches, but the honey will be so thick that it will drip out of our walls and saturate our communities, saturate our cities, our counties, and all over the place. And folk will know that we are Christians by our love, by our generosity, by our commitment to justice, and by the fact that we are apprentices walking in the footsteps of Jesus. And they'll know it because they'll see the power lived out in you and me, and most of all, in we. Are you ready to go? I am. Let's go get it done. God bless you.